Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming back with another edition of the Weekend Warrior. Last time out we took our heavy blade GAWGZ for his initial run through, did the old tutorial dungeon, hit some of the basics, and came out successful. And sure enough, as we log back out into the mailer here, we've got a new email. So let's go ahead and check it out. It says congrats, and it's from Bear. It says congratulations on joining the world. I'm glad I got to join you for your first adventure. Now that you're a resident of the world, go make your story. I'm happy to help if you'd like. Now you can't do anything fancy like respond or pick a branching sort of email tree back and forth between you and the NPC like you can in IMOQ. But all the same, it's a nice little touch there, some interaction with some NPCs of note within the series. Now let's head back into the world and get moving on our next adventure. Gonna grab again our level 1 heavy blade GAWGZ. Didn't pick up too much of note in that first adventure. Do have something new on the bulletin boards though. Let's check that out. Whole bunch of things. Got a little thing on trading items. That's something we'll actually be touching probably in a very near future upload for the fragment from the net slum trading. But of course it's a hallmark of this series, being able to trade with other NPCs in root towns, and if you head online you could certainly trade with other players as well. Got the whole invincible monster thing. Corrupted monsters with infinite hit points sounds a lot like data bugs. Love that. Please stop shitposting, Aqua. Poor Aqua. Got statues of time, so that would be the hero of Z, I believe. Going over the chronicling keyword. A word that is inherent to all area servers, actually. Nog. Of course, Balmong's first. He is the Emperor of Speed, after all. Maya says, can't use spells. And this goes over skills and shortcuts. Then you have a warning here about hitting the reset button or not logging out in the proper manner. Currently, Fragment Online does not have the item loss penalty. However, offline, if you do not log out in the proper way, going through the menu screen and the title screen and hitting log out to save that memory card file, you will lose all of your progress, and even worse, your inventory will be wiped back to its basics. You'll keep whatever level you had at the previous save, but you'll get back to the level 1 gear, and I believe 1,000 gold as well, and have to start way from the beginning. Here we go over the Spring of Mist. Leveling weapons and armor up and down, very weather dependent. Also a good place to collect the golden and silver axes. As you saw there, Tim, one of the NPCs that will trade you items for them. Here we go over items from chests, just a bunch of basic stuff here. Got the Chaos Gate here, and this is all stuff I believe was in the infection bulletin boards at about this time as well. Going over enemies. Just basically crossing these out so we no longer see new on the bulletin board until the next time it updates. This is my first time here. I often find that my PC will move on its own. Is this a bug? So let's go ahead and log in. Back into Mac Anu we go. And we'll actually not get very far here before we're greeted by a somewhat familiar face. The cat player Mia says, "That bracelet, you must have been chosen." Now maybe your eyes are a bit better than mine, but I sure as hell don't remember a bracelet on GAWGZ. Mia continues, "But you still don't know how to use it or why you have it in the first place. Isn't that right?" Pretty sure if GAWGZ had a bracelet, he'd be wearing it as a belt. He's a tiny, tiny person. Mia says, "Ha ha ha ha." Sorry, that was one ha too many. Please just scratch that last one out. "It's okay to be surprised. You don't have to understand anything yet." Goes, "I'll teach you how to use the bracelet. Add me to your party." And then we get Mia's member address. She says, "I promise all will be revealed at Delta Virtuous Utmost Donation. Let's go." Well, now we've got keywords, so let's go ahead and invite Mia to the party. Already our highest leveled new ally friend, level 22, which makes our combined party level 23. Says, "Okay, let's go." And here we go. Virtuous Utmost Donation. It's a level 3 fire field. Nothing we have too much to worry about here. Come in and there's a portal smack dab in front of us. Mia says, "That bracelet gives you a very unique ability called Data Drain. Let's try using it now." So we go charging in, and we see the same mostly dead goblin that we saw last time. Says, "First off, attack the monster to lessen its HP." Yeah, sure. There we go. We took out 4 of its 5 hit points and broke its protection. Says, once its hit points are low, a Data Drain OK notification will appear. Press the triangle button to open the menu and choose the skills option. Pick Data Drain from your skill set and then target the monster and press circle to use it. Now here you go for the quick animation. You no longer get that nifty full animation that you used to have. Says, "GAWGZ spreads viral infection. My apologies, I should have covered my nose." Get some steel blades out of it. Nice twin blade weapon for us, not a twin blade. Mia says, "Using Data Drain, you could find rare items that you would not normally find. It also weakens the enemy considerably, making it very easy to defeat." Yep, we did a resounding 60 there with a level 1 weapon, and got 5 experience for reasons that defy explanation. Mia says, "Virus-infected monsters, known as data bugs, can only be defeated using Data Drain. That is the reason you were chosen by the bracelet." Of course, if you're in on the series lore and everything, you know the bracelet is an intangible thing. It's sort of an invisible thing that hovers around our wrists until later series where it turns into a lock nut thing, but that's another point entirely. She goes, "You want to know why those monsters exist in the first place? They're trash. Remnants of a corrupted system. Using the bracelet, you can cleanse the world of this trash. Well, we are now the world's garbage collector. And we're instantly whisked back to Macano. Which is fair. Mia does show us how to use data drain and effectively unlocks the skill for our use for us in the game. Mia says, "I will send you a message later. Until then, chosen one." And then she logs out. But before we can move, Mimiru logs in, says, "Hey there, remember me? I'm Mimiru. Of course we remember you. You completely ignored us last time we were here." She goes, "Are you free right now? I want to play for a bit." Okay, what area would be good? How about Delta Virtuous Utmost Donation? That sounds fun. And now Mimiru gives us a member address to just randomly go to the exact specific set of keywords that Mia took us to. Mimiru says, "Bear and BT are online right now. Let's invite one of them." Alright, Delta Virtuous Utmost Donation, here we come. Well, before we come, let's go ahead and fill out our party. We've already got 2 heavy blades. So we could either grab a Blade Master in Bear, or a Wave Master in BT. I feel that BT as a Wave Master is a much better insurance policy for us. So let's go ahead, throw Mimiru into the party. She's only level 14. Mimiru has arrived, she announces, despite being 3 feet away from us. And then we will send a message to BT, who asks us if we're coming, despite the fact that she's just logging in now. So now our party is set, and without further ado, we will go back into Delta Virtuous Utmost Donation. Once again, level 3 fire field. Mimiru says, "Adventuring with someone new to the world is always so much fun." And yes, it actually is. She said, "Let's head to the dungeon. I'm calling dibs on the GAWGZ statue, by the way. Don't know if that's how it's going to work out by the time we get there, us being the hero of our own story and all. But hey, nice of her to try." Let's go ahead and hit a fairy's orb, and before we go any further, I'm just going to switch that to the full-on area map, because I just like being able to see the full-on area map. Got this portal, got some swordmanoids, already poisoned, not a good sign for us. Let's see if anyone has anything in the way of... So BT has Larep. Nope. Doesn't look like anyone has the skill to heal this poison, so it looks like we're gonna have to chug an antidote. Go ahead and have BT cast another Larep just to make sure we're all square, and while she's doing that, let's go ahead and make sure our shortcuts are as updated as they can be. Let's go ahead to L2 and triangle, and add our newest skill, Data Drain, to the party. You'll notice it was grayed out there because it didn't have an actual target. The skill doesn't have to be actually usable at the time you assign it to the shortcut. But now if we want a Data Drain, it's as simple as hitting L2 and triangle with an active target in range. That'll help us out quite a bit later. BT is going all foo-foo, Mimiru's going to do her best, and we are going to attack a deadly moth. No, we won't. Mimiru swatted it down before we could hit, but that's okay, it's the same 12 experience to us whether we hit or not. That is the hidden beauty of playing offline. Of course, if you're familiar with infection, mutation, outbreak, and quarantine, you'll notice the experience far less far, far less in this game. But you'll have that. Once again, I don't think our attack actually hit, but we'll take the success. Sometimes that's really all you have to do, just rely on your allies at low level. Use a vac ROM from BT. Awesome. So BT, nice enough to recover us there. Use a fortune wire and pick up some used greaves. We were having some issues hitting those moths for much damage at all, and Mimiru took them all out before I could actually queue up a skill for her. Use BT on a Lorep there. Quickly realized the folly of our adventure here, as I completely forgot to buy anything in town ahead of time, and am woefully low on fortune wires. So between that and in the general interest of time, I suggest we head right to the dungeon. Of course, equipment was not such a difficult thing in the first dungeon here. It's starting to show that the default gear isn't going to cut it for long. Mimiru says, hey, before I forget, that bracelet, is it a rare item? I've never seen one before. Technically, I don't think she sees one now, and I'm pretty sure she's fairly familiar with characters who may or may not have had one. No spoilers for those who haven't played through the earlier games. Mimiru goes, huh? You're the chosen one? I mean, granted, she didn't directly see it, I guess. You know what? It's a whole thing. Watch sign, play the games, do the whole dot hack thing. You'll understand. Mimiru says, sorry, but I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe it's some kind of special event? Oh. Kinda forgot where I was here. Pop Fairy's Orb, and right through we go. Quality 14 damage from us, and then another hit for 18. Oh, we were actually doing pretty good there. Just to check on things. Got 190 experience towards the next level. Not a huge amount, but we're getting there. Treasure chest here, giving us a resurrect. Always good to have those on hand in case an ally falls in battle. Though to be fair, the ally most likely to fall in battle is us. Coming up on a chicken hand here. Completely miss on our Deathbringer, making us sans skill for a little bit. Tried to track that goblin down before we got poisoned. Alas, was not to be. So we have to burn a couple more of our allies' items and then head down. Here at the start of the second floor, Mimi Rue says, "It seems sort of familiar. Your bracelet, I mean." See, now it's coming back to her. She goes, "I've seen a bracelet like that." "Yeah, I've definitely seen one before." "See, told you that would come up." She goes, "I thought Kite had it. So then, how did you end up with it?" "Well, once upon a time we created a character." Another thing to remember, unlike online where you have to hit a button to confirm that you're ready to move to the next room, this will just let you go automatically, unless you have a message ring you up, and then you get that annoying grating sound I just triggered there. Go ahead and investigate the field. Having Lorette around on BT is just a godsend at this point. She's never going to remotely come close to running out of SP to cast it, and one of those is going to heal us twice over. Picking up some burning oil there as well, also a guard cap. Nice, health drink. You'll notice I've been very careful not to use my own antidotes so far. We'll need those for later on. For now, we're going to make the most of our NPC allies. Not 100% certain if their consumables will reset when we log out, but at the very least, they're at our disposal in the short term. Pick up the hanged man out of that chest. And a whole bunch of nothing there, moving us to the next room. Can already hear a golden egg bouncing about and calling to us. That, of course, is some of the ever-crucial grunty food, which will help us jet around fields later in the game and avoid combats, and do all sorts of fun things that grunties are able to do. Time to make our way to the top of this floor now. See a portal there in the distance, charging towards it. Almost took that goblin out in one shot, we did. Also love how the Wave Master just sort of hangs back and waits for battle to end. Pick up the death there. Next portal gives us a single deadly moth that is no more before our Deathbringer can hit. Yet another meteor swarm. Just stacking up those scrolls. Great for spell damage if we chose to use them, even better for sail fodder or for trade bait. Picking up a lot of bits and bobs in this room. There's some burning oil. And now that that floor is explored, we are heading down to number 3. Down we go. No cutscene to lead us off here. And you'll notice that I haven't really used any speed charms yet. That's because we're still stuck on that opening 1,000 gold, and I'd much rather wait for a point where we've got a bit more of a chance to stock up on supplies before I start churning through those. Seems like we've reached the end of our destination now. Anytime you see this sort of particle fog coming up from the floor to the ceiling, you know you're about to enter an area with some sort of story event encounter. These are normally your data bugs or your important cutscenes before battle. So in we go. Get a little loading screen, and what do you know, a pre-battle cutscene where Mimiru says, "We're doing great, just one more magic portal, let's get rid of it." We're gonna blindly charge in because we're heavy blades and that's what we do, and what do we have here but an infected red worm? She goes, what's this? My attacks don't have any effect. This monster, what's wrong with it? Now we could bravely charge up and attack it, but we're level 1. First we'll read the reminder text that says, in the world, monsters called data bugs can't be killed unless you data drain them. If you've been paying attention to this episode, you've already heard that. That is the reason you were chosen by the bracelet. Again, just sort of hammering it home. Mimiru says its hit points are corrupted. My attacks aren't damaging it at all. So, we're gonna take the tactically smart thing to do here. Just sort of let Mimiru handle it. Have BT go ahead and cast away, helping Mimiru out. Let's see what Mimiru's got in the way of skills here. She's got a Rise Slash. Let's give that a shot. 185, that's solid. Okay, there's our Protect Break, using our shortcut data drain. And we've got Suvi cast, so we are paralyzed at the moment. All up to Mimiru. Mimiru can use that Rise Smash again. Mimiru says, that was amazing. Did you actually rewrite that monster's data? Yes, that is literally the only thing we did that battle. Mimiru says, was that the bracelet's power? I didn't know an item like that could exist in the world. So cool. Okay then, let's go get our reward. That we will. You can see our treasure room, our statue room is up in the upper left corner. Meanwhile, in the upper right corner, much to my surprise, is another portal. If you remember right at the beginning of that fancy little pre-battle cutscene, she said that the portal we had just engaged was the last one for the dungeon. And yet here we are seeing one more, so let's go ahead and be dutiful heroes and take care of it. Grab ourselves a steel cap. Watch my controller go all wonky. Antidote, nice. One more portal to go. It's a deadly moth. And by that we mean it's an already dead moth. I believe BT said it best at cute monster or cute enemy. Picked up a bloody egg there. In every dungeon you of course will have golden eggs and a specific egg that matches the type of dungeon wall. This is the eerily named Flesh Dungeon, and the equally eerie bloody egg is within. Picking up a restorative there. Cheapest way to pick up those consumables, by the way, just keep bouncing in and out of rooms with these breakable objects, and after enough grinding, you should have a fairly decent stockpile. Here we are in the statue room. See our statue of Vulcan there, menacingly pointing at us. Only you can cause massive magical fires. Thank you, Vulcan. Checking out the treasure. It's a mountain helm, a health drink, and a speed charm. 3 very useful things for low-level characters. Mimiru says, got statue obtained. Nice work. Apparently she forgot that a few floors up she called dibs on it. Says nothing to do now but head back. And the game's going to be nice and send us back without us having to use our sprite ocarina. Another cutscene where Mimi Rue thanks us for playing. Says, let's party up again sometime soon. Now it's just us and BT, and I feel the best thing to do here is just to go ahead and disband the party. It's been a pretty full day's adventure. We've picked up data drain, we've used data drain, and we have new mail to check outside of the game. But before we do that, I want to thank you for coming and checking out this fine, outstanding gentleman's early adventures in the world, as his left arm sporadically dislocates in this awkward idle animation as we're talking. This has been another edition of the Weekend Warrior, and this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Take care, and we'll see you around.